Hello people, today I wanted to show you some of the more budget line of kits that we have in stock here at the store. These are 30-minute missions. These ones start as low as $10 and they go up to, I think it's $24 are the most expensive ones. Honestly, they're a really cool line of kits, similar to HG Gundams in scale. They come in a wide variety of different options here for in terms of like who makes them in the universe and things like that. So there's 3 different factions. You can definitely see an aesthetic when you're looking at them. So you got the Earth people. Oh, I actually forgot what they're called. But the faction is the people of Earth, United Earth, something like that. UAF or something like that. But these guys here, they make a couple of different style of kits. So you get, like this one here is their first one. This is the Alto. There's also the Forestieri. That's another style that they make. You see it looks like kind of like a dog. This Baskiroto is also one of the Earth ones. Really cool guy. This one's like supposed to be like a precursor to the Alto. But the Alto is the first one that came out. And then there's the Byron. Byron forces, all their names start with or end with a Nova. So you got Garda Nova, you got Reaver Nova, we're also the Volpa Nova. So they're all the Nova kits. Those ones are particularly cool. In my opinion, they remind me of the Xeon aesthetic. So you got those mono eye, kind of the camera lens in single, kind of the rounded off head. This one in particular has that rounded off head. This one has a scope on it. And last but not least, you have the Maxion. The Maxion have interesting humanoid forms. That is, they actually look like people. So Acer B, there's Spinadio and Spinadia. And then they also have this horse mecha. Your Acer Bs here. The Acer Bs are very similar in style. So they have like just the girl with armor aesthetic. And then the Spinadios and Spinadias are like, they're more robotic looking than the Acer Bs, but they always have a style of armament that looks like something from the Earth's history. So these are aliens. The Novas, the Byron, are also aliens, but they're more like people. These ones are kind of like AIs that AIs that possess machines. So they're not people inside them, but they want to look like people, even if they're giant robots. So it's kind of cool, kind of weird, pretty awesome. I love the Maxion the best. Those are my favorites. But the Byron are also something that I really enjoy. And the Earth Federation guys, the UAC, I'm pretty sure it's something like that. Those guys are really cool, very utilitarian designs. I buy all of these guys. There's not one box here that I don't personally own. So they're quite a collection here of different style things. All of them are interchangeable. That is something that they did by design. So all of the kits have 3mm ports, which is why it's 30-minute missions. 30mm kind of stands for that 3mm. So you see on the kits themselves, there's those holes on their bodies, like those 2 on the chest. There's some on the arms, some on the legs. Those are 3mm ports. And then the kits like this one, they'll have 3mm pegs. There's another Maxion kit right there. That one is the Assassin. No, that one's it's not Shogun. Samurai. Something like that. But in any case, you see those pegs. Those are all 3mm. Those round parts are also interchangeable with the joint system on all of these guys here, so you can use them on pretty much any of them. They're not 100% capable to change this way and that way, but they are very, very modular. We'll say that. Much more modular than other lines. And the fact that they're all covered in 3mm ports, that helps a lot with your own creativity. So let's take a look at, for example, this one here. This is the customized carrier. And this one, it's like, okay, that's just, it's a van. It's a truck. You can see I'm carrying that there. But you can load that out with wings. You could put, you know, any of the armament will fit into those 3mm ports. So all over it, you know, you can do your own custom things. And then it's also a really good cell phone holder, which is what I used to use for a little while when I was filming these videos. Same thing goes with like the other accessories. The horse has 3mm ports all over it. The tilt rotor, backpack, these verniers, they all have 3mm pegs and ports. Also, some of the HG kits that we sell, especially newer ones, have 3mm ports and pegs in there. So the interchangeability goes with them too. In particular, the backpack ports on the build series, those are mostly 3mm ports. A lot of the build series kits have those. Some of them have ports and pegs elsewhere so that you can use those things that I was telling you about. Anything from this 30-minute missions line is usually compatible, usually pretty compatible with what we're looking at on those lines. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Now, on top of 30-minute missions, there's a lot of other lines that just came out recently, like the 30-minute sisters line, which is related to the 30-minute missions. You know, obviously you got sisters. It's a sister line to the 30-minute missions. And then we also have the 30-minute fantasy line. I don't have any kits currently in with the 30-minute fantasy line except for these armor sets. They are something that you want to look into getting. They're definitely cool. And I'll feature those when we get some more in. Another thing that they're very compatible with, and a lot of people don't think about it, is the frame arms series. So frame arms girl, and frame arms Megami device, these all use 3mm pegs and ports too. So anything that works on those should be able to work on these. We also have these MSG kits. These are all weapons in packs like that. You can see here, those are all built off of a 3mm system too. And then we have the regular frame arm series here. We have a couple of different kits here that also use 3mm ports and pegs. That Taimoto does too as well. So it's a very compatible line with a lot of different series. I'm really glad that it exists in the way that it does. Now that is what it's supposed to be. You know, what it means to me is that for custom fodder, if you need arms, if you need legs, and that's my shadow, cool. If you need arms or legs for a kit that you want that doesn't necessarily look 100% like Gundam, if you're looking for a unique part, there's some here that you can't find elsewhere. Now, they're not perfect. Some of these do get a little floppier over time. There's ways to fix that. I might do a tutorial on that one on my other channel, so definitely check that out. To tighten the joints on these things, it's pretty easy. You just need some paint that's plastic safe, or some tightening agent, which I plan on getting some for the store as well. So that's something that we can do to get those things nice and tight. The other thing is that because they're all 3mm ports and pegs, sometimes those wear out, so you have to tighten those as well. But really, the compatibility is really, really cool. So there's a lot of custom parts that you can find in these things and make them work for you. It first came out, like, this is set number 1. Number 2, 3, 4, and 5, I think, were all just different colors of this guy. So that's why you see that it says Alto White. Nowadays, they're only coming out with, you know, like 2 different colors per guy. So it's like Basquiroto Gray and Basquiroto Brown. They're the same guy. Gardenova Green, there's Gardenova Brown. Rivanova Brown. You know, there's not too many different ones anymore. Volpanova Green, Volpanova Brown. You know, very, very similar colors. Pink and blue. You know, there's a white one. There's another one that's black and yellow. But honestly, that's kind of a shame. But they are very easy to paint. Like, the colorways on them, very simplistic. So, like, you get 3 colors in a pack. You get highlight color, so that one's purple. The white, that's all over. And then you get gray in the middle. So if you wanted to swap out colors, really easy to do. Used to be, like I said, used to be able to buy the first 2 types, which are the Alto and the Portanova, which I don't have any right here of at the time right now. Probably going to restock some if I can. But the Alto and the Porta Nova were the first ones that came out, and they had many, many different colors. The second line also did, the Rabiot and the, I forget what his name is too. But yeah, the Byron and the Earth Forces, those ones came out first. And then it's like a couple of decades after that, suddenly you get the Maxion, and they came out with a whole bunch of different Maxion kits. But they've been advancing in terms of what they have on offer, with at the same time limiting the number of colors that you get, which is okay. It's a bad deal, and it's not. So, but that ease of painting, the colorways being pretty simple, it definitely helps with customization, and you can make them work with other kits. Like I mentioned, the 30-minute missions also work with the frame arms, high grades, a lot of the newer ones, and the frame arms girls, things like that. I think the Zoids also use 3mm ports. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it. So it's pretty cool that you have all those options available for you. And then I forgot to mention that the sister lines that they do have, they also added recently the Armor Core 6. So you get things like, let's see here, these new weapon sets. I have a couple of these still in stock, but the main mechs, I don't have any right now. Try to get some more as soon as we can. But that is another tie-in sister series to the 30-minute missions. It is 30-minute missions Armor Core, but it's mostly Armor Core. People will know it as Armor Core. And I think I'm running out of light here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tie this up. These are definitely something that I would be interested in getting more of if I were a beginner. Definitely for some advanced people, doing customizations, things like that. Very good for those too, especially things like the weapon sets and the verniers. This is a pretty cool, like, that's a big shield. It doesn't show it really justice here, but it's as big as the kit is. That is a really, really large shield and a really cool sword. They interchange in a lot of different ways, so these are interchangeable with each other too. And then, like I mentioned, the MSG parts and the Hexagear, the frame arms girls, they're definitely compatible with those as well. Something to look into if you are into customizing. So I would personally, very advanced kit builders and very beginners, it's perfect for both of those sets. If you're an intermediate, something like me, it's still a cool line to collect because they're really cool kits to sit on your shelf, and they do look really good. They have some very unique paths of like construction. Like you saw that Alto, I showed you guys the Acerby. Look at this guy. What a crazy guy. And then this one, the Reaver Nova, he kind of looks like a knockoff Dom. So it's super cool to see what they come up with and where they go with this. Like these ones, this one's a tank. Like you don't have a tank in your HG line, so he folds up, turns into a tank. Rad. Super cool things like that they do with this line. They also have like mega size ones. This is still 30-minute missions. Look at the size of that guy. One of those Altos can actually sit on his lap. You can see it there, sitting on his lap there. It's crazy. But that is it for this video, guys. Thank you for putting up with me talking so long, and I hope this showcase shows you some of the different things that we have available for 30-minute missions in stock, as well as explain kind of what the 30-minute missions series is. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.